There's more to imagine when you listen. So let your imagination soar with Audible. Audible has audio titles from every genre that will inspire you to imagine new worlds, possibilities, and ways of thinking. As an Audible member, you get to choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog. Enjoy an exciting reawakening of a beloved classic with the Audible original David Copperfield by Charles Dickens, produced by Academy Award-winning director Sam Mendes, starring Ncuti Gatwa, Helena Bonham Carter, and Theo James. This adaptation breathes new life into a familiar tale. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/imagine or text IMAGINE to 500-500. That's audible.com/imagine or text IMAGINE to 500-500. This episode is brought to you by Huggies Little Movers. Huggies knows that babies come in all shapes and sizes, and their tushies do too. Huggies has more curves and outstanding active fit. Parents know that there's nothing worse than an ill-fitting diaper, especially for active, wiggly babies. Huggies Little Movers are curved to fit all curves, so babies feel comfy no matter how much they're moving around. And we all know they're moving around a lot. They also offer 12-hour protection against leaks, which is a game changer. Get your baby's butt into the best fitting diaper. Huggies Little Movers. We got you, baby.
Hi everyone, it's Conda. Welcome back to another episode of What's Lost Got to Do With It. And I am absolutely thrilled to be back again. I can't believe it. This is bringing me so much joy. The ability to just talk about loss and all of its factors and forms, just with other people and hearing other people's stories in this podcast has just really brought me so much joy. Hearing that you guys out there are, resonating and finding things that you love about it. It's exactly what I wanted, because it makes you feel less alone in the world. And the world is a big, crazy place at the moment, and there's so many things going on. And just to have a place where we can feel safe and comfortable and, have a laugh and just, get a little bit deep. It feels like a sleepover, or as some of the Americans may call it, a slumber party. But like a nice little sleepover where you just get deep with your friends, or you're out in the smokers alley at a nightclub and you're a little bit drunk and you start having deep, theoretical conversations. I always think I become like, a bit of a wise woman when I get a little bit wild. I'm out there going, giving advice to everyone, fixing everyone's problems. There was one time that I even went to a friend's house and we had a couple of drinks, had a couple of wines, and they said, my dog's untrainable. And I said, no dog is untrainable. And I taught the dog how to sit and shake hands and lie down. And they're like, how did you do that? I was like, I don't know. I just become a wise little old owl. I feel like I try to take advantage of all these things. But, I just think it's important these days with all the things that are going on in the world, just to find those moments of solace and a little bit of peace to reflect on how lucky we are. To, even if things are going a bit wrong, there's always something in your life that you've done well. and it's okay to celebrate that. We can celebrate our wins. The wins don't have to be massive. They can be small wins, but, celebrating the win nonetheless. And I think that's really, really special and important. So I've just been really focusing on that, while I feel like I got into a place where I was, more focused on the things I didn't have and the things that I felt like I was missing, that I forgot to celebrate the things that I do have and enjoy the things that I do have, because my mind was so preoccupied with trying to get other things. And it's good to have goals, good to have visions of what you want in the future and where you want to go, but don't let that get in the way of being able to be grateful for the place that you're at. Yeah, so that's my musings of a wise old owl today. I'm very excited to be welcoming a lovely friend of mine, Matt, today to the pod. Matt, also known as All Right Hey, a YouTube sensation. Doesn't do YouTube much anymore, but now an influencer in Sydney, an incredible TikToker and Instagram reeler and creative and, all around just good person. I've known All Right Hey for a very, very long time now, and I'm very excited for you to meet them and dive deep into Matt's story. So we'll be back after the break with All Right Hey.
Here we
everybody, welcome back to What's Lost Got to Do With It. It is Hannah Conda, your professional runner-up, and I'm joined with a very special guest. I know them as Matt, but you all know them as All Right, Hey!
Hi!
I know it's going to be All Right, Hey.
All right, hey. Oh, I haven't said that in a very, very long time.
I know, but that's your name.
I know.
What do you like? Do you like the All Right, Hey thing, or do you like Matt when we talk? What do you...
It's hard. We're trying to transition because...
Are you trying to transition into a new...
Yes, because All Right, Hey was obviously, I've had that name online for like 10 years now.
Yeah.
And back then it made sense, whereas now... trying to transform into traditional media and, doing a lot more things with, Nova, for example. There's a lot of times where people just don't understand All Right, Hey. Traditional media doesn't understand All Right, Hey. And there's been times where I feel I've missed out on opportunities because of that name. So that's why I've been, over the last 2 years, using more and more Matt Hay as,
Matt Hay.
People know me as Matt Hay now.
I like Matt Hay.
Thank you.
That's nice. Matt Hay.
Yeah.
Matt Hay.
So, yeah, we're getting somewhere with that, but it's a process. Soon I might drop the All Right Hey, but also maybe it'll be a formally known as instead of an also known as.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, these are the questions.
But also can't wait to get married and change my last name anyway. Anyway, thank you for having me.
No,
here.
thank you for having me. This is I've realised it when usually go prep everyone go, oh, this podcast is about loss.
Yeah, just to let everyone know, I have no idea what the can I swear?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on today?
No, I know. It's
Hannah
really
was
fun.
like, you want to come on the podcast tomorrow? And I was like, sure, doll. I'm like, where is it? What time? Because you just said, great.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I was like,
lock her in.
Well, where, when, how, what's going on? And then she just gave me the address and here I am. No knowledge of what we're talking about today.
Nah.
But you've picked the best person because I can talk about anything.
Well, this is why, because I wanted to have you on because obviously I've known you for such a long time, and you're you've always provided me opportunities when things, when lots of other places wouldn't. Like we did the driving show. What was that called?
That was Driving With.
And we did an interview in the car. And that was during COVID, wasn't it?
I think it was just before COVID.
Yeah.
So we actually filmed that in 2019. I think it started going live early 2020.
Yeah. And we were driving around just talking about shit. Yeah. And this is when you started dabbling in drag as well.
Yeah.
Matt has done drag under the name Viper.
I was Viper.
I love Viper.
And you know what's funny is I obviously love you so much. And for everyone listening, Hannah Conda is obviously my favourite drag queen of all time. And your favourite influencer's favourite drag queen.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realise that when I started drag, I had another name, which I had to change because apparently there was some other bitch out there with the same name as me anyway. I had Moan Alisa, and then of course there's Moana Lisa, who we love her.
Yeah.
But everyone was like, girl, you got to change that name. And I was like, all right then. So I came up with Viper Bites originally.
Viper Bites.
Bites with a Y on the end because working in social media gigabytes and whatnot. And then Viper because vipers are the laziest snakes.
But fuck, it was so good.
And then I didn't even realise that just by doing that, I had come up with a snake name. And the only other queen.
I love a snake girl.
I know, but the only other queen that has a snake name is Hannah Conda. And I was like,
so we're practically family.
Well, yeah, I feel like we are, regardless of the name. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely was like, don't know if she hates that I'm now a snake girly as well.
I loved it. I lived because I love you. You and drag, the essence and the power that you have when you're on stage. You're a natural born entertainer.
Thank
as
you.
We've witnessed. You've done your comedy show now, which has just finished touring.
Yeah.
Congratulations. The show was absolutely sensational.
You know what? I've just had a memory come to mind.
What?
I remember being on stage at my Sydney show and you had flown in that morning from the UK. You just finished the UK tour. And I remember coming on stage, saying my hellos, the music's pumping, and there's Hannah Conda sitting in the third row, I think. And I remember thinking, oh, she's here. That's so beautiful. That's amazing. 20 minutes into the show, I did glance over your way. Fast asleep.
I wasn't asleep, was I?
You were fast asleep.
Was I?
Snoring on Danielle
No,
Bellister. Snoring on Cleo.
No, I wasn't. I might have dozed.
And for anyone else, like anyone else in the world, I would have stopped the show and called them out and been like, this motherfucker is asleep
I
over
can't
here.
remember what-
But I knew that you had flown in like that morning and you were jet lagged. And two, it's you. So I was like, I'm not going to make a big
No,
fuss.
but I enjoyed the show because you know what? I was resting my eyes and I heard everything. But did you not hear my cackling many times throughout the show?
I did
though?
hear your cackling many
it was fucking
times.
funny, and it was such a good show.
But you might have just needed a little power nap.
I could have just done a fucking line of cocaine or something, and could have had a no dose.
Oh, well, you know what's funny is, speaking of cocaine, here we go. One thing that happens to me on stage is my nose runs. I sniffle.
Oh, so people are thinking you've been out the back doing
so many
racking
people
up lines.
think that I'm racking lines before I go on stage because I'm up there like, but because I forget to pull the microphone away,
When you
so
snort, when you sniff?
you can hear me sniffing in the microphone. I need to get better at that. But yeah, I always get off stage and go, oh my God, I sniffed the whole time. People think I was doing lines.
Doing
But
lines.
anyway, no,
Racking
not
up
at
lines.
all.
No, she's not doing lines. We've heard it here first, everyone.
No.
She's got a runny nose.
Yeah.
Runny nose. But anyway,
Thank you for saying the show was fabulous.
It
Thank
was.
you for coming. I
no,
appreciate
you're welcome. No, it was gorgeous. Do you think
I
are we going to get another run of that show? Or
No, Dancing Queen's done, parked,
okay.
done. Yeah, working on the next one, which the way the comedy industry works, we're already locking in the dates for next year. There's no concept for the show. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I will write it February, March and get ready to do the national tour around May. I always like starting in Sydney at Sydney Comedy Festival. It just feels very nice. They're smaller shows. I almost treat Sydney like a dress rehearsal in a way for the actual...
that's what, especially stuff like that. Like you want to have that trial run to see what hits. Because I'm doing the same thing, working on some material, working on a show, and I'm just going to put it out in whatever form it is.
Yeah.
And go, hey, we're here for a good time.
Yeah.
This could be shit.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. But yeah, I was so proud of that show. I feel it was just leaps and bounds better and more thought out and everything than the show I did before, A Night with Australia's Biggest Glamazon, which was 2 years ago now.
Yeah, crazy.
I know.
Hell.
And so I think the first time I did the stand-up tour, I was just giving the audience what I thought they wanted. And I was like, oh, they'll love this. Whereas this time I went, I actually don't care what anyone thinks. I actually want to share this piece of art with the world, for, you know.
And people want to hear your story.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, which is exciting.
It is a lot of my story, but it's also, you know, add GST to get to a punchline.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah. I've said this multiple times now, and it's my favourite quote that I've ever heard, and I don't know where it originated. I think it might have been Maxi. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Yeah,
never,
exactly.
never. Life is, you know, too short for a boring story.
Yeah.
Your business deploys AI pilots everywhere. But are they going anywhere? Or are they stuck in silos, exhausting resources, unable to scale? Maybe you don't need hundreds of AI pilots, you need a holistic strategy. IBM has 65,000 consultants with Gen AI expertise who can help you design, integrate, and optimize AI solutions. So you're not just deploying AI, you're scaling it across your business. Learn more at ibm.com/consulting. IBM. Let's create.
You know that feeling when your favorite brand really gets you? Deliver that feeling to your customers every time. Memorable moments like these are key to building your business and your brand. Brands like Headley & Bennett use Klaviyo's marketing automation platform to turn their customer data into more personalized connections across AI-powered email, SMS, analytics, and more, making every moment count. Build smarter digital relationships with your customers and make every moment count with Klaviyo. Learn more at klaviyo.com.
But the reason I brought you here, Matthew,
Oh, here we go.
it's my love letter to loss. Things that we've lost in our lives, be it a job, be it opportunity, favorite toy, a family member, a relationship. And I like to explore these things because it helps, you know, me feel less alone, helps people feel like, oh my God, I'm going through this crazy time at life and something's happened and I've lost something or something's not there anymore. And that feeling of just being like, oh my God, we all go through this as human beings. Because, I did struggle going through the 2-time loss of, doing a reality TV show, and I had to process that. And I want to know what's something significant in your life that comes to mind when you think of loss that, has kind of shaped you and really made a mark on you.
Well, I mean, now it's all clicking why you brought me here and why we brought up Dancing Queen, because I feel like that has a lot to do. The reason that I wrote the show was because of loss in my life. 2023 for me was such a strange year because it was the first time in my life that I had been confronted with so much death in my life. The year kicked off with my granddad passing away, which was really the first kind of immediate family member to die ever. And, obviously I've had people close to me pass away in my life. And it kind of all happened, though, when I was really young. When I was younger, a really close friend died of leukemia. And then 2 of my friends from high school, while I was in high school, decided that they didn't want to be here anymore. Yeah. So I've dealt with that loss. I was obviously very young, and also it was devastating, but not such a close relationship that I had. I'm 30 years old this year. So last year, that's 29 years, 28 years of my life with my granddad. And when I was younger as well, my granddad and my grandma helped raise us in a way. Like, my parents worked very hard, so they were babysitting a lot. They would pick us up from school on some days when mum and dad were working and things like that. So some people either grow up without grandparents, or their grandparents live somewhere else, or
they don't see
they're
them.
already in a retirement home. Like, my grandparents were very involved in my life.
I'm the same.
Yeah, so
yeah, both sets always around them.
Yeah, same. Yeah. So it was very devastating to lose my granddad. And look, he lived a fabulous life. He fought cancer multiple times in multiple parts of his body and was very sick and then very healthy. And, he was a very healthy man. The doctor would always say, oh my God, you're 90-something and you have the body of a 65-year-old. So he was always taking care of himself. I feel he didn't miss out on anything. Yeah. He lived a good life. So there was a lot of peace with that. And then on the flip side of that, my partner Sky, we lost his mum last year, who was battling cancer for a few years, but we didn't expect her to pass away. Although she had the cancer, we thought she would get through that and we would have her around for a lot longer. And unfortunately, we don't. And so those 2 things happened towards the start of the year, and it was 2 very different parallels. It was like one person had passed away, who had lived this long, great life, but also I'll never have enough time with him.
Yeah.
And then another person who we felt needed so much more of life. And I think it was hard because although those 2 were probably the ones I was closest to, there was a point there where someone was dying in my life every 2 weeks. And I was like,
we really need to stop that.
I know. I was
we
like,
really need to wrap that up.
Is it me? And I think even my auntie passed away, and I think I couldn't go to the funeral because I was on tour in Adelaide.
I think you said we've got another funeral going on in the back.
No, I was at a different one.
Yeah.
But, looking back now, I also think to myself, gosh, I wish I just cancelled those shows and went, because I always kind of think about that and I'm like, And so all of those things and all of those thoughts that I was having was what led to me writing the show Dancing Queen, which I feel like for anyone who didn't get to see the show who is listening, the concept of the show was that I had written a memoir about my life and I had tried to get it published and no one wanted to publish it. And so I was like, well, stuff you. I'm going to publish it live on stage and share stories from throughout my life, from birth to now, about all the things. And then halfway through the show, I go, look, we don't have time to go through all of this. Let me just, when you read a memoir, realistically, what you want from that experience is the life lessons that person, when I read Viola Davis's memoir, which is absolutely fabulous, you just want to learn, what she's learned in her life through her trials and tribulations and how can I apply it to my life. Yeah. And so the second half of the show was basically like, stuff my life story. Let me just give you the lessons of life. And I kind of took the audience through a couple of lessons and attached stories from throughout my life with it. And then in the end, the final lesson was that life is short. And I mean, this whole show concept came from 2023 being the year that I lost so many people and realized, especially with Sky's mum, Nancy, I realized when Nancy passed away, like that's when it hit me that like life is so short and we don't know. No one is guaranteed tomorrow. And that's kind of the message that I wanted to leave the audience with. And we've laughed for 58 minutes, but for 2 minutes, let's take it
just have a
seriously.
moment, yeah.
And so the point I was trying to get across in the show then is that you shouldn't be wasting each day not prioritizing your happiness and putting yourself first.
Bitch. Fuck yes.
And it's been a really beautiful thing. I actually ran into a girl who came to the show and she saw me out and about and she came up and she said, you know what, I just want to let you know that show was so impactful for me. I actually left my husband and I've come out as a lesbian because I've always wanted to live that. And it was your show that
kind of gave her the
happen.
confidence.
There's been so many people who have come up to me and been like, that show, even people in the industry are just like, you know what? Saw your show. I had to leave my management because I wasn't happy there. I'm now doing what I want to do. I've switched up.
And they have like a ton of agencies on your hit list. So they've got you on their hit list. They're going to how dare you? Why don't we have a garden? Sorry. God, no. Sorry, Americans.
So, yeah, it achieved exactly what I wanted it to achieve.
Did you find it cathartic, like that feel, that writing it out? Did that help you process things?
For sure. Funnily enough, and this is an exclusive.
Oh, we're going to an
for
exclusive.
you, which don't make a little clip out of this bit, but because we don't want to spoil it online.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for anyone who's taken the time to listen to this podcast. The process was actually so cathartic for me. I actually am genuinely now writing a memoir. And it's more of a personal project. No publishers have actually said we want you to write anything.
No, but it's like
I just picked up my laptop one day and went, I'm going to just word vomit. And in the first session that I did, I wrote 4,000 words, which is a lot of fucking words.
How many words are there in a memoir?
Googled it. On average, 80,000. And
babes, you really just did a chunk out there.
I know, right? I'm like, I can't do it. What's that, 5%?
Yeah, but if we can up the font size.
Yeah, for sure. Put a few N's in there,
brilliant.
a few more descriptive words. But yeah, I was like, I'm just going to do this. It's going to be a little personal project. If it never sees the light of day and gets published, well, I don't mind.
Because it's
for me. And then
for you.
If someone, it's for me, it's mine.
Well, I love the fact that you're writing because that is quite healing. As well. And because you've been reading a lot more. Do you dive into the realm of self-help or are you doing fiction? And do you find reading a place of comfort? Yeah, reading is definitely a place of comfort. So this year I decided to set myself the challenge of reading 12 books, so one book a month for 2024. Jeez,
and
Louise.
we are in September and I'm up to almost 80 books.
80 books?
Yeah, I've read 80 books this year. But it's just something that one helps me really switch off. Like it's the only, because, switching off, I can never switch off from social media because, people might do their regular day job and then switch off by mindlessly scrolling TikTok all day. Like that's my job. It'd be like mindlessly scrolling through your client list if you worked at a dentist or something. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? You're at a dentist
Hello.
Then you go home and you're watching how to whiten your teeth. I don't know. But like it's akin to that. I feel like to really switch off, I need to throw my phone at a wall and leave it in there until further notice. And so reading really helped. So love reading. I make a lot of time for reading. I only read really fiction. Yeah, I just love fantasy though. Like fantasy, thrillers, delving into romance, loving smut at the moment.
What's like
smut is like sexual material. Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's like the slang for sexually explicit material in a book.
Like what are they called? What are the
What do you mean?
The books, there was a name for them, and they have the cartoons of the man with the windsock hair with like Fabio. Bills and Boons
and Mills.
Boons and Mills.
Well, no, that's not right. I don't know. We're not on the right
Mills
track.
Mills and Boons and Mills. I love a Mills and Boon.
Cackle's going.
The Mills and Boon. I remember because I used to work at a St. Vinny's, an op shop with my grandma.
Yeah.
And they used to have them, and they're they have the dirty novels, and it would be like Fabio on the thing with these like.
No, so I don't know.
Like, is that the kind of smut, or do you talking about?
Smut is like it's very descriptive. Like the smut that I'm reading is like full on like he pulled
smut with a the smut that I read.
Yeah, like it's. I mean, I don't like the light stuff. I think either no smut at all. That's great. Or go hard. So it's very like fat cock dripping.
Like
it's
novels.
like then he finished all over and I felt his hot cum on my
Dripping down your
face, dripping down. And I got it on my this, that, and everything. I read a book recently where the guy decided he wanted to give birth to himself. So he crawled up inside put his head inside his woman's...
Shrinky hole.
Yes.
Oh,
just
fuck
sat in
that.
there. And then he actually, well, that's a spoiler. Spoiler alert for that book if you're going to read
it
that,
called?
which you probably won't. It's called Womb.
I want to put you inside of me and pull you out.
Yes, anyway, he dies up there.
Oh,
so then,
that's nice.
Then
It's
it's
different.
about her
It's very
with
modern.
him stuck up, his head stuck up inside her. And it's about her trying to survive.
Do you-
Anyway,
would
I
we
can
have
just-
elements of smut in your memoir?
No. Oh, there might be some talk of, sex and queerness and growing up gay and
Yeah.
all the rest of it.
It has been such a joy to have you here, and
Thank you.
from your show, you shared so much intimately about loss, and it really fits in with what I'm trying to encourage people to do is that to make it not as scary. Because I think those things like when things get lost in whatever way or whatever it is, like there's an element of fear that comes in because you think there's a shame, there's guilt, there's things that haven't been said or the things that haven't been done, and then you feel, but fundamentally it takes you back to being like you feel alone. And just even that idea of knowing that you're not and we're just normal and we're just trying to figure it all out is so special and so important. So here at the pod, we'd like to wrap up with what I like to call the acceptance of loss, if you can, if you're in a place to, and provide some wisdom to the people listening on how to go through these things and to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I believe everything in life is a blessing or a lesson.
Yeah.
And so everything I've done is only a stepping stone to get me
Yeah.
to the next level. You know what I mean?
100%.
Either it is a blessing and it works out and it's fabulous, or it teaches you a lesson. And I think sometimes lessons are more valuable. Losing and loss is often more valuable than winning to me, because I feel you learn more when you lose.
Yeah.
And you grow more when you lose.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to win, and if it's got a cash prize,
Oh,
we
bitch,
want
yeah.
it.
Fuck yeah.
But losing sometimes teaches you much more than you.
Yeah. And sometimes you gain much more out of it.
The biggest lesson that I learned from all the people I lost last year was life is short. And that made me prioritize my happiness in front of everything else. Because I could die tomorrow, and if I died tomorrow, I would hate to die tomorrow not being happy today. Imagine spending your
Bitch.
last day on Earth.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
too long.
Yeah.
It costs too much.
We'll get it on the front and back.
Yeah. And so I just think sorry, I'm having a thorgy moment and there's a hair right as I'm trying to be serious. There's a hair. There we go. I got it. Did I?
What do you think about pink?
Love
Yeah,
pink.
yeah.
Love pink.
Get down from there, pink.
Get doon. Anyway.
Get down.
Sorry, we're trying to be serious.
Sorry, yeah.
The lesson I learned was that life is short. That's what helped me, is if you aren't prioritizing your happiness and if you are stuck. That was the whole concept of Dancing Queen, the show. It was like, I've written my memoir and I've written it the way I want. It's now time for you. You hold the pen and the power to write your next chapter however you'd like to. So if your life currently isn't going the way that you planned, or you're stuck in a relationship or a job or something that isn't working and not fitting your vibe, if you feel like there's something in your life that isn't, as you reach 30, I'm just cutting people off left, right, and fucking center. I cannot be bothered. I'm not doing things. I'm saying no to everything I want to say no to. I used to be such a yes man and be like, yes, I'll do everything.
What did it get you? Nothing. Tired.
Nothing.
Sad,
Tired,
burnt out.
Over it.
Over it. Period.
And most of the time, no money. You
Yeah.
know, and in this economy, you got to be doing what you got to do to get your coin. And
Yeah.
to get your coin, you have to be in a good mental state.
I'm starting to learn that going to the opening of an envelope is actually not
No.
beneficial.
I don't go unless, trust me, do not go unless they are paying you, unless it's part of a job or a contract, or if you genuinely want to see the movie.
Yeah.
Fuck everything else,
Yeah,
Hannah.
I've changed my tune because
Yeah.
I was like, I want to go to this, I want to go to that,
Yeah.
I want to go to this, and now I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go and drink your vodka.
No, and I'll let you know it leads to nothing.
No, and then you go in the
leads to
room with the
nothing.
same people.
Yeah. Those brands are going to work with you regardless.
Yeah.
The Beyoncés of the world aren't saying yes to everything they get
No.
fucking invited to, are they? So why should
Exactly.
we, darling?
You're not going to, you're not seeing Beyonce go to the opening of some 2-bit vodka
At Pitt Street,
Street.
fucking Hoyt style or whatever it is, you know? Like,
We're grateful for some of it, but I had to say though, one of my favourite things that I've done is going to the Beetlejuice premiere.
Was it good?
I'm a big Beetlejuice fan.
Well, that makes sense.
And that's the thing. I'm like, I've learnt now. I'm going to do the things. So thank you, Warner Brothers. I appreciate it. Wicked coming up.
No, fuck this bitch. That's my job.
No, that's
my
it.
job.
I paint myself green.
Okay, well, you can be green, I can be pink. We'll do it
We'll come
together.
as a combo, okay? We'll do a duo.
Good.
Well, I'm going to show this is an exclusive. Okay, this is me as Liza, as Elphaba.
When are you posting that?
I don't know, closer to the Wicked Rim. And I did Liza auditioning for the role of Glinda.
The Wicked movie.
Camp.
You are so fucking stupid.
I'm unhinged.
And I love it.
Thank you. You really opened my eyes, and I think that message of time is fleeting. We don't want to leave things that we want to do undone.
And it's actually scary when you sit down and realise how much time has already passed.
Don't. Time's a human construct.
You feel like it's
Did you know that?
been a waste. Yeah, I know.
We created time.
Yeah.
All there is.
And I mean, it's still important.
I know. But there's never enough time.
We created
That's what they
iPhones. I
say.
still can't live without it. You know what I mean?
No, once you start going down those metaphysical like holes,
Yeah.
oh my God, shit gets fucking
Gets
real.
a lot.
No, it does, because you start going, oh my God, this is not real. And then I start questioning everything. I still don't believe sometimes when I'm on a plane traveling to another country that I'm not in a simulator and they're just shaking it up a little bit and then spitting me out in the same place.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely not on that way.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but sometimes I think about it.
You know what? Sometimes, like one time I accidentally became a flat earther because I watched enough YouTube videos about it. I went, wait, they're onto something.
Yeah,
actually, that checks out.
Yeah, I've never been to the edge of the earth and rolled down.
Actually, if I do look at the horizon, it's not curved at all.
Yeah, no, there's not.
Oh my God. And I thought, no, well, that actually makes sense. The planes do go up and down, but once you're up there, you never see a curve.
No, you don't.
They started making sense for a hot second there, but then I whipped back
Don't
into
you
shape.
think
Oh,
it's been a dream having you here?
Thank you.
Thank you for coming and sharing your story.
That's all right. Thanks for
And-
having me.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you for coming camp, but reserved.
Yes.
I think it's an essential dress code.
Yes.
You're a dream. You're a superstar. Love you very much. Now get the fuck out of here.
All right. And I'm
wait,
taking
before you go.
yeah.
No, before you go, tell the people. Because, this is...
Oh, they know.
No, it's all right. It's all right, hey. All right, hey, until the
It'll
rebrand.
Be linked down below. I've got my podcast, High Scrollers, if you want to come over and join the campery there.
Yeah.
You can follow me everywhere. Search All Right Hey, but it'll be linked in the show notes for you, won't it?
It will be. Everything will be in the show notes, darling.
And stick around for my memoir coming out. Buy that when it comes out.
Yeah, but we won't put that in as a clip because that's a spoiler.
No, yeah, but it can go in the YouTube version if that's the thing. If you've got the budget to have
Yeah,
that
we'll put
happen,
it. We'll put it in.
it can go in the episode.
Yeah,
but
we'll get it monetized. We love you. Thank you. All right, hey everybody, and we'll be back after this with Healing Hands.
Also, where am I sending the invoice for today?
You can shove it up your ass. That's where.
Forget one-size-fits-all diets. With Noom, you get a personalized weight loss plan that's tailored to your lifestyle. Have cravings? Food FOMO? Noom can help you lose weight while still enjoying your favorite foods. Noom's users love the flexible approach, blending psychology and biology to help you lose weight in a way that's sustainable for you. Plus, you can rest assured Noom's approach is grounded in science. They've published more than 30 peer-reviewed scientific articles describing their methods and effectiveness. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com.
Welcome back, everybody. It is time now for my favourite segment of the show, apart from the segments before, and it is called Healing Hands, where I can crack out the certificate one in Reiki, which technically I should have certificate 2 to do this part of the show because it's remote healing, but Reiki certificate 1 provides like hands-on healing, but I'm just going to do it in the form of advice. So I'm going to be providing life advice, and keep a lookout on my socials, Hannah Conda Official, because I will often post do you need advice? With a funny photo of myself, and you can send in some questions and I will answer them and endeavour to provide some wisdom for you. We've got from Lance13, I'm in a bit of a funk. What's something you like to do to cheer yourself up, dolls? Okay, Lance. Well, I don't know what you like. Look, it's different for everybody, but what I try to do is, for me, when I'm getting into a bit of a funk, I've now started to push myself to just get outside, have a bit of a walk around. I find that the sun is, quite a healing thing. So just being out there with some fresh air is absolutely gorgeous. In the event that it's raining, I will go and treat myself to a Diet Coke. I really like a Diet Coke. And I find that the crisp flavour of a Diet Coke really wakes me up and gets me going. But also, I just kind of allow myself to be in the funk for a little bit, just so I can understand where it's coming from. Because sometimes these funks come on and you feel like they're out of nowhere, but there is something that's getting you down. Maybe your mind doesn't really want to focus on it, but like just giving yourself that moment to just breathe, to say, okay, what is going on? Reassess everything and look at the things that are potentially causing you those funks, but then also looking at the things that you've got in your life that you're grateful for and celebrating that, and just, going, oh, wow, like, yeah, that may be shit, but I've got this and this is great, and so I've got to be happy for that. And if that doesn't work, then, doing something that you love, like treating yourself. It's a bit of retail therapy. Go buy yourself something nice. These are the things that you can do to just perk yourself up, get a bit of an endorphin hit, and, hopefully move the funk along. So I hope that helps you out there, Lance. Next question. Okay. This one's weird. Willow Twink has asked, how do I tell a twink that they're dry as fuck politely? Well, I don't really know what context you are asking this question for, but I don't know. You could just say, hey, babes, you're dry as fuck. Have some water. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not sure. So, good luck with that one, but I just do it with pleases and thank yous, and hopefully that softens the burden of you calling them dry as fuck. So there you go, babes. I don't think I'm dry as fuck. I hope you've had a great time, a good old giggle and a lovely day. And I'm going to wrap it up now by saying, be kind to yourself, be kind to the people around you, be a good person, pay your taxes. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back with another episode of What's Lost Got to Do With It very, very soon. And a huge thank you again, once again, to All Right Hey for being here. Love you all. We'll see you soon. Bye.